All right, hey everyone, Riley here from becominganelectrician.com. In this video, I want to talk to you about what is the best reamer for electricians bending pipe. Now, I've tried quite a few different ways in my years. I've tried the side. I really like the side cutter approach. So you use, if these are pliers, but if you had side cutters, you just kind of go like this. Or, so for example, you have a piece of pipe and you just kind of ream it around the edge. And that's a great affordable way because you're making use of one tool. You can see there's also an attachment which actually goes onto the screwdriver right here. I tried this approach. And you can see that this one is actually a dedicated reamer. And you can actually change out the blade as well. So if it ever gets dull. Depending on the size of the pipe, many times a file, I really liked the round, the half round. This was amazing for like 2-inch pipe and stuff like that. And so I'll just talk a little bit about that in this video. And again, if you guys want to stay updated with the website, you guys can download my free book by going to becominganelectrician.com/subscribe, enter your name and email, and you can download the free book for Apprentice Electricians, okay? All right, so when you are bending pipe, now, if you're bending 1/2-inch pipe, 3/4 or 1-inch, something like your actual pliers, this does not fit in 1/2-inch pipe. So that's why side cutters were really, really useful. I'll grab those. All right, so side cutters are by far probably the most versatile when you're bending 1/2-inch, 3/4 or 1-inch. These were by far my favorite if you're wanting to be affordable. So side cutters, and what you do is you just kind of put it in your hand nice and light. All right, so since I'm talking to you about EMT pipe, you can see that this is like a rough piece, right? And the number one thing is you always got to protect the wire. So you can see that, the first thing you do is you put your finger in there, it's rough, like you can cut your finger. So I want to show you reaming with a reamer and reaming with side cutters. So I used to like the side cutters a lot, and if you're on a budget, use the side cutters. If you have the money, then ream with the reamer. And so typically how I would do it is I would just, right off the bat, I would just put it in flat, just like this, okay? It's a nice ream, so you get the inside of the pipe. However, to get the outside of the pipe, I'd hold my side cutters just like this, and it's nice and loose, and you just wanna have it nice and loose in your hand, all right? And you might even be able to see some metal shavings coming off. All right, and so after you're done, you do want to put your finger in there, and I could even feel that there's still a pretty rough little piece right there, right? So, so you just want to make sure you're reaming. I'm just doing it fast because doing it for the video. So again, this is a hacksaw, all right? It's awesome because it's just nice and light. You just put it in your hand, and I'm just going to cut this, and I'll just ream it again with the reamer, all right? So when I cut, the whole trick to using hacksaw is you are putting it against this, all right? So you're not pushing up, you're actually pulling back, all right? And then for me personally, I just like hold with my thumb here, and you just get a nice clean cut, all right? So. All right, so again, we're gonna have some roughness in there, okay? So now I'll show you with the reamer, okay? So what makes it so awesome is because again, you have your 1/2-inch, 3/4, or your 1-inch, and you just put it in, nice and easy, and you just ream, and you can just give her. Now, for me personally, if there is a really, really rough spot, I don't go super hard with this reamer. Like, for example, because if you go too hard, I'm sure that this thing could even break. So when it's in there, obviously, you want to ream it. And if there is still a really, really harsh spot, sometimes it's easier to go from one way. And if it's not going good, you can kind of go the other way onto it. And I sometimes find that works. But again, now it's nice and smooth, good for your wire, good for your coupling or connector, and you're good to go. So I'm kind of I put my thumb on there. It's just nice and light. And then when you have your pipe, you just kind of turn it together, and what you're doing is you're reaming the inside, and then you can also kind of rotate it the other way, and you can also ream the outside of the pipe too. All right, so pliers, meh. I always just kind of found that 3/4, yeah, 1-inch, yeah, but these were a little bit more versatile. I tried something like this. So I think this was more affordable than a dedicated reamer because a dedicated reamer is quite expensive. And so I tried to cheap out and I went this approach. And the problem I found with this was if you put it on the screwdriver and you tighten it down, I just found, you know, it was just kind of annoying. I didn't like it. Made the screwdriver heavy if you just wanted to use it as like a regular screwdriver. And yeah, it just didn't give me a very good experience. And what gave me the best experience, honestly, was this dedicated reamer. Now, Klein Tools makes one, Greenlee makes one, you know, essentially it's like the same product, but I highly, highly recommend a dedicated reamer if you're gonna be bending pipe. It is so worth it. One thing I do wanna mention is they do make reamers that you can put onto your drill. And one thing I wanna say there is there are, you know, some things in electrical, like, don't get me wrong, electrical is like, you know, it's construction. Things got to be heavy duty, but sometimes you can be too heavy duty and you can be too aggressive on something. And when this goes on a drill and you go to you know, ream it on, you know, pipe, it does work, but it's just very aggressive, but it does work. All right. So if you do want to buy like the drill attachment, you can go that route. They actually have a little attachment on the actual top. So if you want to tighten down like your couplings, so it's pretty versatile. So again, you can look at the reamer attachment for the drill. I don't have one of those, but yeah, I just use one of these. I always put it in upside down in my pocket, and then it allowed me whenever I pulled it out, just boom, just work really, really fast. And then when we are using smaller pipes, such as like 1/2 inch or 3/4, typically it's hard to get a file in there. And 1 inch maybe, but a file more like this is more for like maybe 2-inch pipe, or once you start getting into bigger pipe, or if you are, you know, building pipe rack, something like this was my favorite. Okay. And that's it. So that's it for this video. So my favorite reamer was definitely a handheld reamer just like this. This one is by Klein Tools, but Greenlee makes one it's exactly like this, but green. That's it. So you pick your favorite brand, I guess, and you can go with it. But this gave me the best experience when I was bending pipe. It allows me to quickly cut it with a hacksaw, right? So, you know, there's Sawzalls, which are just way too heavy duty, but a hacksaw, so awesome for bending pipe. Quickly ream it, you know, and you're good to go. You just carry on to your next piece of pipe. So if you guys got any suggestions or questions for coming up videos, you leave comments below. If you guys would like to subscribe, you guys can do that to be notified of new videos, and definitely check out the free book I've written for Apprentice Electricians. All right, just go to becominganelectrician.com/subscribe, enter in your name and email, and I'll send you the book for free. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. You let me know if you ever got questions, and I'll talk to you in the next one.